In this video, I'm going to introduce three more trigonometric functions. So when we first started our trigonometry, we've seen this. This length here is the opposite. This length here is the hypotenuse. This length here is the adjacent. We've already seen this. Now I'm going to introduce three more trigonometric functions. So now if you're going from here to here, it's going to be called the secant. Okay? And then if you're going from here to here, it's going to be called the cosecant. And then if you're going from here to here, it's going to be the cotangent. Okay, so a lot of memorization now, so you just have to accept it. Maybe get a piece of paper, write it down somewhere, and when you're learning, always have that piece of paper in front of you. So so maybe you can write this down somewhere. So so this is the secant, this here is the cosecant, and this here is the cotangent. If you're having develop your own way of somehow memorizing this. If you're having trouble, then just remember this one here, the secant. Then the other two will fall into place. For example, normally from here to here is tan, so the cotangent is going the other way, and then the last one, whatever it may be, then it must be the other last one. So if you're having trouble memorizing this, concentrate on learning this one. So the secant is from the hypotenuse to the adjacent, and then the other two will hopefully fall into place. Or you can develop your own way of memorizing this whole thing here. Okay, so hang on. So remember, from here to here is the secant. But now let's look at this, the cosecant. Let's look at the hypotenuse to the opposite. So now we're going to look at the cosecant. Okay, so looking at the cosecant is going to be the hypotenuse over the opposite. So the cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. Another way of looking at it is that it's also equal to 1 over sine theta. So normally sine theta is like this. Well, if you're going the other way, then you can also think of it like this. If you think about it, what is sine theta? Hang on, looking at this thing here. Don't forget. Hang on, let's go back one step. Don't forget, cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. So this is the cosecant. But then it can also be considered as this. Now let's look at 1 divided by what is sine theta. Sine theta is this. Sine theta would be opposite over hypotenuse. So you can think of it as being this, opposite over hypotenuse. So you can think of this as one block here. So now 1 divided by this thing here. So you can think of it as being like this, 1 divided by opposite over hypotenuse. So now that equals 1 times the reciprocal of this. So that would be this. And then that equals 1 times this will be h over this will be hypotenuse over opposite, which is the same as this. So you can think of this as being the same as 1 over sine theta. Okay, so cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. Another way of looking at it is also 1 over sine theta. Okay, and you can use the same argument for secant. So secant is really the hypotenuse divided by the adjacent. But then you can also think of it as going the other way to cos theta. So remember, cos theta was this. So if you're going the other way, well, you can also think of secant as being this. Well, if you think about it, 1 divided by cos theta. What is cos theta? Cos theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse. So now think of this as being 1 divided by adjacent over hypotenuse. That's the same as timesing the reciprocal. That's the same as hypotenuse over adjacent, which is the same as this. So you can think of secant as being this, or you can think of it as being this. Okay. So same argument with the cotangent. You can use the same argument here. So cotangent can be considered as this, or it can be considered as this. Okay.